it's awesome for me
Mm-hmm.
to see people come into the organization, really get their feet under them, and then kind of blossom into it. And I
Yeah.
tell people this when they come in. I'm like, look, just because you start here doesn't mean this is where you stay.
Right.
Like, I am 100% an advocate of internal promotion and getting the right people. And that, like, I say this to business owners all the time. Like, I don't care so much about qualifications as I care about culture.
Mm-hmm.
You get the right person who's the right culture fit, and you'll be amazed at what can happen. Because you kind of came into us just kind of like
Very green.
college kid
Yeah.
looking for some summer work, and then it turned into full-time employment.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll never forget the day I walked in the front door, and you were always one of the first people there, and you were like, I need to talk to you. And I was thinking like, oh boy. And you were like, I feel like I bring more to the table.
Mm-hmm.
I'm underutilized, and I really, really, really want to use my expertise in a better position, something where I
Right.
can bring more value to the company. I love it here. I love what we do. I love what we stand for, but I feel like I'm being underutilized. And I was like, I agree with you 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Let's figure out where you fit.
Yep.
And so we kind of had that conversation, and then at the same time that was happening, there was already this chatter of like this new kind of department. And then within like 30 days, I think it just kind of clicked for me of like, I think this is a great opportunity for
Mm-hmm.
Lexi. You guys should talk to Lexi first, because she's wanting to
Yeah.
do more, you know, and to see that happen for you
Mm-hmm.
was incredible.
Oh yeah.
It was
Very.
incredible.
Yes. Yeah, that day that I wanted to come in and talk to you, I was like practicing my speech in the car on the way there. I was like praying to God. I was like, if I'm supposed to like be here, please just like give me an opportunity to talk to TJ this morning. So I walk in and I'm like, okay, if it's meant to be, like, give me an opportunity. And as soon as I did that, Haley walked out of TJ's office and I was like, really, right now? Like, I have to go talk to him right now? Okay. So I walk in, I'm like shaking and I'm like, hey, whenever you have like 10 minutes, I'd like to talk to you. And you're like, okay. And then I turned around and walked out and you're like, Lexi, I can talk now. I'm free. So I did tell you that. And I just wanted to be a bigger part of the wins that Barndo was having, because I'm so passionate about our company and everything we stand for. And I just wanted to contribute more to the success that we were having. So it was really cool to be given that opportunity to move into this role. And I've just enjoyed it so much. And I just enjoy coming to work every day. So it's been really cool to just learn and grow so much just with the help of my team. Like Nick, our head of production, he never turns away a question from me, and I have a lot. And that's huge for me, to just like not be afraid to ask questions and have a team that supports me so much in this growth that I'm having. So I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah. Well, and you're crushing in the new role, but you were crushing previously. So like, you know, I know what it's like to wrestle with, like, you know, they're telling me I'm doing great, but I don't feel like I'm fulfilled because I feel like I have so much more to bring to the table,
Right.
and get stuck in that. And I think a lot of young people, and I told you this that day, a lot of young people would have never had the conversation.
Yeah.
A lot of people expect there to be an assumed position from someone else that they somehow know and feel how you know and feel, and that's not true.
Yeah.
And so you walked in, and I was like, 90% of people in your position would have never walked in the door and had this conversation, and
Yeah.
you did, and we're going to figure it out. But even so, in January, you won one of the first year we ever did it, Rocket Award.
Yes.
And so, like, in your mind, you were like, I'm not bringing value. I got these things, like, you know, like you were kind of caught up in this story, but the reality was like everyone in our company was already like, Lexi's killing it. And the Rocket Awards, you know, I've talked about them a little bit, but the Rocket Awards for me were, because we give away some awards for all kinds of different stuff, from like core values, and like we have these big core value awards that the company votes on, right? They throw people into the pool to vote, and that's fun. And then we have like a lot of really big, you know, like milestone accomplishment stuff in terms of like, you know, number of units built for production, number of units sold for sales, and different things like that, like KPI driven stuff. And so this past year, which was our second annual awards event, I was like, I want to create something for people that like embody the spirit of me, like in this company, because there was a time where all of this stuff was just kind of in my brain, and it started happening because like it was who I was. And now it's fun to sit back and watch the company has taken this identity, and there's people in our company who are exemplifying that, like, and they're just leaned in, bought in. And so I created the Rocket Awards, and I kind of did it by location. And you won it for our headquarters location, and I think you were kind of like shocked. But like the important thing is from that is like, even when you feel like you're not bringing a level of value, the people around you would disagree. Now, I agree. You definitely bring more value to the table. Now, you help build something that was an idea we had, and you expedited it by sinking your teeth in it and working on it, and kind of building it from scratch. And again, that goes back to who you are. Like, that's a tough thing to do. It's hard to find people who can even think that way. And the fact that we had someone just sitting in our company who could take that on and help build it, phenomenal. But you already had that. You already had that rocket, culture. If you guys wonder like, what is a rocket? Like, that's just what I do. Like everything. We use Slack for internal communications, everything like that. Like I post rockets on everything. And it kind of ties back to in the beginning, me being a visionary, and like I'm almost so overconfident in my own abilities that I seem crazy. But I have zero doubt in my mind of like, if I want to do something, like it's going to happen. And I remember going into rooms talking about Barndo when Barndo was a concept, and they were like, "Hey guys, like it sounds like a rocket ship, but the chances of it actually going to the moon is less than 1%. Most of the time, it's either going to fail to launch or it's going to blow up shortly after." And that was kind of deflating. That was like it was challenging to a guy like me, but I from the perspective of like, no, we're going there. And so like when this thing took off, I used the rocket as a reminder of how difficult it was, and how many people told me like, you're setting yourself up for failure. This isn't going to work exactly how you think. I think you're dreaming a little bigger than what you can achieve. And that's not true. And I think the world needs more people who walk in the morning and they're literally twitching in their seat because they got this thing that they got to get out and go have this conversation, and you don't know what it's going to turn into, but it changed your life, and as a result, it changed ours. And so it kind of boils down to that. So like it's fun for me, like regardless of all the Barndo accomplishments, like any awards that we win or any like, the amount of success we have and the number of builds we do and the families we build for, they're great. But the biggest rewards for me are the people that show up every single day. And I get to see that like, it's not words on a paper. We literally believe this. We do operate this way. We get it wrong sometimes, but at the core, we are who we say we are, and we do what we say we do. And I get to see people have these wins, and you're one of those inside the company for me, to where like it's bigger than Barndo's. And I say this all the time, like everything here is bigger than Barndo's. Barndo's the vehicle. Barndo is the product. But the culture of Barndo Co. is so beyond just that product. And we bring a high level of integrity to everything, and we really want people to win. And that's in the company, employees, vendor partners, things like that, but also clients. But mostly for me, I love people, and I love having the opportunity to lead people and challenge people. And, I'm sure you felt challenged to step up, and you did. And most people don't. So that's, for me, that's the greatest win in the world, right?
Yeah, I was just so honored to receive the Rocket Award, and then to go up on stage, receive it, and then look out and see my whole company cheering me on. Like nobody's got their arms crossed, like wishing they had won the award instead. Like it was just like such a high to see everyone supporting me, because like you said, like I felt like I was doing good, but I was like, I don't know if people around me think I should be doing better or what. So it was just really a great night to receive that award and to see everyone just happy for me. So that's just our culture though. Like, and if you're not representing the culture, then you don't get to stay. And I just think that y'all following through with that is just huge.